Hello, good evening, lovely ladies. We shall wait for 1 minute and then start. I'm so excited today because we are having a wonderful lady, inspiring lady who is joining us from New Jersey, USA. So it is a really, really very wonderful thing that can happen to Skill Connect. So, wow, already we have around 6 to 7 ladies joining in. We'll wait for 30 seconds more and then we are good to go. Okay, so here we go. Good evening, everyone, and very, very good evening to the inspiring lady who is backstage and who is going to join us soon. But before that, let me tell you that she's joining us from New Jersey, USA, and there is a lot of time difference, time zone, but still she has agreed to come and interact with us all. So, good evening, and let me give a very short introduction because other things, what she does, what is the nature of business, how is the business environment in USA, New Jersey. So, everything we will come to know from her. So, before that, a little introduction. Madhuri immigrated from India in 1999 to New Jersey. Her extensive experience in advertising sales of a leading Gujarati magazine in India helped her to transition into real estate advertising for local newspapers. After working for a decade, she was looking for something new to do. That is when she decided to get her real estate license in 2013 and started her own business. She says buying or selling a property is the biggest financial decision of one's life. How true it is. And she loves the opportunity to help people find their dream home or sell it quickly and net the most money. It's a rewarding dream job and has helped her make lifelong friends and extended family. She absolutely loves what she does. So, ladies, let me bring dynamic, motivational, inspiring lady on the stream on camera. Welcome, Madhuri, to Skill Connect under Skill Gateway series of dynamic entrepreneurs.
Good evening, Sonali, and thank you everybody for joining.
So, Madhuri, every one of us is keen to listen to your journey, how you immigrated from India, and now how did you set up your own business? So, it is a very big thing, immigration from India and still setting up your business. So, can we quickly start with the questions because we are eager to hear you.
Sure. So we came to US in 1999 and I have a sales background. I worked in India for a very famous Gujarati magazine called Chitralekha. I was heading the branch in Baroda and that was a dream job too. Then we immigrated to US and based on that knowledge, I worked for two newspapers here. I worked for one in the 2009 market crash. I got laid off. Then I joined another
Yeah.
newspaper. I worked there, and it becomes routine after some time. And I thought it is my opportunity to try something new. So I decided. And in my previous jobs, real estate offices were my biggest clients. So that's how I got introduced
Oh,
to real estate sales. And then I
okay.
decided, okay, this is what I want to do.
Okay.
So,
So, Madhuri, what was the trigger of setting up your own business?
well, like I said, I was looking for a new challenge, and I'd worked all my life. I thought that this will be something very interesting to start and learn something new. And I love meeting people, and this is a great opportunity for me to do that. So, here it's very regulated. Real estate can be sold only by
Okay.
licensed professionals. So I took
Oh,
a 75-hour course, in-person course, and then I gave a test, a state test, and that's when I got licensed.
okay. So I think this is very different from India because India, you can start, buying and selling flats, or you can easily become a real estate realtor, we can say. But I mean, this is a new thing for us to know that in USA that it is a license that you have to take. So was it a challenge to take the license and then move around people and then convince them to buy flats or sell the flats? Was it a challenge?
Yes, it was because let me tell you what. When I uh, took the course and appeared for the test, I was nervous, frankly speaking, because I had not like studied to give exam for a very long time by then. So I was like, oh my God, I hope I can do it. So I studied, and my husband and my son would make fun of me. They were like, my God, you study day and night. Like, what is going on? But I wanted to pass in one go, and that's why I studied very hard and got my license. And here, once you get the license, you have to work for a company. Still, this is my own business, but I work for under the umbrella of a company. So my company is called Keller Williams. It's called hanging of license. So my license hangs with Keller Williams. So I work under their umbrella, and they help me if I need anything or technological support or marketing support. They help me with that.
Madhuri, I think your voice is breaking and we are not able to see you also. Um,
Uh, I think it's kind of expected, guys. So I'm sorry, but can you hear me now?
yes, little bit.
Okay. Should I talk louder? Will that help?
No, we can hear you, though your image is still.
Okay. I think that is
I guess,
expected.
is it a, yeah, yeah,
I think because this is the busy time for internet, I guess.
right, right. So,
Wait,
what time is it now? Morning?
uh, just give me a second. Let me try from my phone.
Sure,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Oh, is it? So, is it my internet connection?
Probably.
Okay. So, I think, Madhuri, it is my internet connection. We are getting comments that they can hear you clearly. So, just give
Oh,
me a moment, please. I'll check my
okay.
internet connection. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. I think it is good now.
I have you on my cell phone too. Do you want me to use that?
No, Madhuri, you are okay now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So,
that's how I started. I thought I needed a new challenge in my life, and thankfully, I found a job that helped me with it.
yeah. So, what I was saying that did you did you face any challenge? One thing, being an Indian and who is trying to convince people to buy property or sell property. So this is just a very frank question, and we want to know that do you face some kind of challenge like that in US? Because doing a business is very difficult there.
Yeah, surprisingly, in real estate, there are tons of Indians, and
Oh,
yeah, we all do well, and there are a lot of very qualified, good buyers and sellers. Indians are generally, their credit is good. They make IT professionals or good businessmen. So most of them are very qualified and good and easy to work with. And I even have a lot of Pakistani clients, and
okay.
yeah, so I've worked with international clients actually, because
Wow.
this is like a melting pot of all cultures, right?
Right, right,
So yeah, I worked with Romanians and Jamaicans and Guyanese people. It's fun. It's fun to learn different cultures.
right. Okay. Okay. And who are majority of clients are from which country or from where they are?
So I have worked with Americans too, but
Oh,
the bulk of my clientele is from India, most of them, because in this business it's like more word of mouth. So
yeah.
once people know you and they tell their family and their friends, I had a good experience with Madhuri. So obviously they come back to you. So a lot of my business is, we call it referral business, which is
Yeah.
somebody referring me to their family and friends.
Right, right, right. And I mean, how did you transition from doing job to your business?
Yeah, so uh, this kind of job, I don't have to go to office every day. I can work from home.
Okay.
So that was very attractive for me initially, because in my both previous jobs, I had to commute to work, and it was always a long drive, 40, 50 minutes drive. And then being in sales, I was on the road all the time, meeting
Yeah.
people. So it was a lot of driving. In this case, I have the freedom. I can work from home.
Right,
And
right.
when I interact with people from home, and when they want to see a house or they want to sell a house, that's when I actually go and meet people. Otherwise, I work from home.
Okay.
Everything is online, so I don't
Yeah,
have.
yeah. These days, yes, yes. But actually, while showing houses or that you had to go home,
Yes. So you
go and show them.
asked me, yeah, you asked me about challenge, and the challenging thing last year was
Hmm.
that initially our governor banned us from like doing open houses. We used to do an open house where we just sit in that house for 3 to 4 hours, let people come in and
Oh,
a house. Yeah, that's called an open house. But he put a ban on that because of COVID. So um, just going out and showing homes, I was very concerned, wearing mask and gloves, and then coming home and throw your stuff, go
hmm.
up and shower first, because you
Yes,
don't know where you went. So
yeah.
now that the vaccination has started, we are little easier, but
Okay,
very strictly, we have very strict guidelines.
okay.
Yes.
So, so still there is a restriction. You go out or how is it?
Yeah, we still go, we can do a open house now, but there's a limitation. Like at a time, only three people can come in: husband,
Oh,
wife, and their agent. So
okay.
at the most, four people in the house. We keep 6 feet from each other. No kids
Okay.
allowed.
Oh,
And a lot of communities have that family feeling, so they bring
yeah.
their parents and uncle and aunt. So
Yeah.
that's not allowed anymore.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
like in India, while buying or selling house, what do they do? They also come with the family. They do any kind of ceremony, or what it is like? I mean, just curious to know.
You mean after buying a house?
After buying a house?
Yeah, they usually do have a housewarming puja.
Okay. Okay.
If they are Indians, they have a puja.
Right.
In
Hmm.
non-Indians, just have a housewarming.
Okay. Okay.
So it's just a
And
party.
okay. And
But now parties are banned also.
yes, I know.
So no more parties.
And I mean, if you sit back and look back at your life staying in India and then going there, how did you find what was the change that you found in yourself?
Oh
Because
my.
we are meeting after so many years, so that is why I thought I should ask this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big difference because life here is super fast. And I know
Yeah,
now in India also, you guys have a very fast life. My
yeah.
mom keeps telling me that I look at these girls and, like she says, "Pala chakkar yete." Like you guys are so busy
I
that
know.
it's hard to keep up. But it has been like
Yeah,
this here forever for us since we
yeah,
came. So one thing is that. Secondly, um, you are kind of isolated, even though you have very close
yeah.
knit community. And
Right,
because we all there are a lot of flats in India which are close to each other, so even neighbors
right,
and like it's more
right.
friendly. Here it's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard because everybody is working from 7 to 7, and after that, very difficult to
yeah.
keep relationships. And then weekends
I
you
know.
have to clean up the house and go grocery shopping and just too much work to do. Laundry,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you must be missing maids also, right?
no maids. You do everything by yourself.
Right, right.
So the big change for me was that I had to still make a routine for myself because just being home sometimes you lag behind, because
Right, right.
nobody's there to watch you, so you can do
Hmm.
whatever you want. But once it's your business, you realize that, oh
Correct.
no, if I don't work, I don't make money, so I have to
Right,
work.
right.
Forming that routine and training the family to understand that,
Yes,
even though
yes.
I'm home, this is my routine. I work
Right.
from 8 a.m. to 12 a.m., 12 p.m., and then I, arrange for lunch
Correct.
or whatever.
Yeah. So, talking about business, Madhuri, what can you say? What is the USP of your business? Uh, as such, I mean your USP of the your company.
Okay, so my company is believes in family, business, and religion. Like not religion as such, but believe in God. Like do something that you believe in, and
Yeah.
uh, have faith. Faith is very important in my business.
Yeah.
And my USP is I believe in compassion.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
yeah. So, because this is a very big decision, very big financial decision, people take loan and it's called mortgage. And
Yeah.
that mortgage you are stuck with for the next 30 years or so.
Yeah.
So, my goal is not that I should make a commission, but my client should be happy in that house. And for
Right.
the next 30 years, when they remember me, they should feel nice that, okay, she helped me find this beautiful house.
Yeah.
And I had a great experience. So that is my USP. Be
Yeah.
kind and compassionate always. So I don't pressure my clients. I give them full freedom. I'll show them 15, 20, 50 homes till they are
Okay.
satisfied.
Oh, great. So I think this is really, uh, you can say, underlying thing that even if you are an entrepreneur, please don't look at the profits. So if you have compassion, then profits will automatically come to you, or revenue will automatically come to you. So that is
Exactly.
what clients are very important, and I think that is the way we can grow the business. Very
Exactly.
important point for entrepreneurship. So
Yes.
Madhuri, I'm pretty sure that whatever business or the nature of business is, there are always ups and downs. So, did you face any challenge as such while doing business, or what kind of challenge? Can you share one challenge and how you solved it?
Okay. So, like I said, 2020 was a big challenge. But let's not talk about coronavirus because I know everybody is sick and
Yeah.
tired of it. So, let me share something with you. In this transaction that we do, there are
Hmm.
two agents involved. One is the seller's agent, one is the buyer's agent. One is
Oh.
the seller and one is the buyer. So four people are interacting.
Oh.
And many times things get lost in translation or people change, Oh, I never said that.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yes.
it happened in one of my deals that my buyer made an offer on a house which was accepted, and the seller was going to not give the washer and dryer.
Oh.
Yeah. And these were young kids from Romania. They didn't have much money either. They were putting down a lot of money and, buying this house. So
Yeah.
I negotiated with the agent and through that agent with the sellers to make sure that they give the washer dryer. They were going out of state. I said, listen, if you move the washer and dryer through a moving truck, there's no guarantee it's going to work perfectly when you go to
Yeah.
another state. So
Yeah.
please give this washer and dryer to my buyers. They are good young family. Do it. And the agent promised me yes. And then last minute, she said, no, my seller is not agreeing anymore and I'm not going to give.
Oh. Oh my God.
And I was very upset because this was all word of mouth, nothing in
Right.
writing. So then I discussed with a colleague in my office and she said, they call me Maddie here. She said, Maddie,
Okay.
listen, I know you never lie. And I also know that you are on the right side. You are doing this for your buyers. So
Hmm.
instead of like calling the agent and speaking on the phone, just meet her and explain to her that this is not right. Like you are going back on your word. So I said to her, okay, let's meet at Starbucks. I'll buy you coffee.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then we sat down and I told her, I said, remember that day, the discussion we had, and you promised that the seller will give the washer and dryer. So now I said, what is the solution? Because I don't want my buyers to be stuck with another like $2,000.
Right.
Washer and dryer is not cheap. Maybe that time it was 1,500. So I said, let's do one thing. You and I contribute $700 and give them $1,400 from our commission and
Oh.
buy them the washer and dryer. And she was smarter than me. She's like, oh, yeah, you know what? Let's do it, split it three ways. So we made
Oh.
the seller pay 500 and she paid 500 and I paid 500. But everybody was happy because
Okay.
and then she started saying, okay, now seller is saying that instead of giving the money, let me just give a washer and dryer. And I said, no, no, no. Now they need a brand new one. So now you have to give money. So,
Oh my God.
so my buyers love me for that because they got a brand new washer dryer.
So they will remember you forever.
Yes, because they also know that I split my own commission
Right, right.
to make
So
the
this
deal
is,
happen.
I think this is very unique quality to forego what you are receiving for the sake of buyer or sellers. So this is absolutely wonderful quality. But Madhuri, do you face any challenges due to the difference in culture or due to the difference in temperament? Because there are, like you said, that various types of people you deal with, like Romanian, Pakistanis, Indians, and of course Americans. So, do you see it as a challenge, or have you faced a challenge because of the difference in culture?
Actually, no, because at the base level, if you really go to see, we are all human beings.
Hmm.
And when you get into any kind of relationship with anybody, you have
Hmm.
to trust them completely. And
Right.
that is my skill set, I should say, that
Right.
I can develop that kind of bond and trust that when I meet them for the first time, I can convince them that I'm the best person to work with you. And
Wow.
listen, sometimes it doesn't work out, then you let go. But
Wow.
most of the, I have not had any bad experience so far because I'm very clear in my communication and I set up expectations accordingly. So I
Okay.
have never had any problem with any culture actually.
Wow. So that
Yeah.
is so wonderful. So, like, in true sense, it is a globalization that is happening.
Yeah. Yeah. You learn a lot from all these experiences.
Yes, yes. Madhuri, now you have set standards for yourself. You are at a certain stage uh, in uh, in case of your business. So after, I mean, in near future, how do you find your business growing? What are your future plans?
Just to grow my business. So the way I do is okay, this year I made X, then next year my goal should be 2X. And
Okay.
especially now, this year has been very
Yeah.
challenging in US because of the pandemic. There are
Yeah.
fewer sellers willing to sell a house because
Right.
when you sell a house, strangers come in your house, you don't know if they are carriers,
Right.
and you are exposing yourself to that atmosphere. So we are facing two things right now.
Right.
The number of homes on the market is very, very low, and there are way too many buyers because
Right.
everybody who stayed in metros in small flats, now that everybody is working from home, kids are home,
Right.
they need bigger space. So they are all moving into New Jersey from New York and other,
Oh.
yeah, Brooklyn and Staten Island, and they are all from big towns. They are all moving here to suburbs because
So
for the same amount they can buy a bigger house. So
yeah.
that's
So
the
it is
challenge right now.
okay. Okay. Great. So, one more question which I always ask whoever comes here as a guest, because we are only sharing the journeys of women entrepreneurs.
Hmm.
I personally don't want to, I hate asking this question, but it is still like that. Woman has to balance her house and her professional front, and the biological clock and the career clock, they are totally opposite, and at the same time as we have to progress in career, but then we have small kids. So how did you do that, and staying in USA without any mates, without any relatives to help you?
Um, once you decide, and I think women are good at that. Once you
Yeah.
decide something and you organize it, so you
Right.
make you make your. I learned after coming here that I have to plan everything in
Right.
advance. So like even if I have guests coming on weekend, then
Hmm.
I have planned what groceries I need to get, what time I need to start cooking, how to get the house clean by the time
Right.
they came. So it's a challenge, but once you decide, I think You can do it, and it's a good thing, right? Like being
Yes,
organized.
yes. Multitasking and being
Yeah,
organized.
and being organized. And of course, family is very important in this. So
Yeah.
I'm blessed with a very good husband who can understand me and help me. He's a great cook, so he can jump in and
Wow.
cook if required. Because now in this career, all my clients are free on weekends, right? Weekdays,
Right.
everybody is busy. Monday to
Yes.
Friday, everybody is working from like 7 to 7. So my
Right.
weekends are very, very busy. So
Oh,
yeah, I sometimes I'm not not home to cook lunch.
wow.
I work from like 11 to maybe 5:30. So he jumps in and he will cook and he will make sure that I'm fed and he's fed and we still
Yes.
have like good food to eat. Um, Family is very important in this, and even friends, because they have to understand that
You are
initially when
not always available. Yes.
they are, I'm not available and they are okay with that. So I can only meet them in the evenings on weekends when that they have dates and that.
Yeah. Totally agree. I mean, you need a good support system from family, from friends, then only you can grow.
Yes.
So, I mean, I would like to keep on talking with you because of two things that our conversation is totally wonderful, and we have met after so many years. But I think because of time constraints, and you also need to go and do your job. So, one last question I would like to ask is, what is the message that you want to give to women entrepreneurs?
Okay. So here's the thing. Be passionate about what you are doing, because
Yeah.
unless you have the passion and you believe in yourself,
Yeah.
uh, people will tell you that this is not possible, but don't take it negatively. You know, if you believe in yourself, follow your dreams. And
Yeah.
even if you fail, and it happens, you fail, but fail forward, learn from it, and decide that
Wow.
I'm not going to let this happen ever again because I learned my lesson. That
Yeah.
is very important. And always have a schedule, you know.
Yeah.
Decide your day, like maybe previous day you plan for next day, write it down and share it with family. If you have young kids, especially, they
Hmm.
deserve time with you too.
Right.
So
Right.
tell them, mommy is going to be working from this time to this time, but I will be available for you at this time. So
Yeah.
very important to share your dream and your schedule with your family, because they
Yeah.
are your support system.
Yeah.
um, Third, one more thing, there are three balls that we are juggling. One is our health, one is
Yeah.
our business, and one is our family. And if
Right.
you drop even one of those balls, it causes irreparable damage.
Correct.
So, as hard as it seems, get as much help as you can. And we women sometimes feel bad asking for help, but there's
Right.
nothing wrong in that.
Yeah.
Ask for help and make sure that you are balancing all these things. It's hard to juggle sometimes, and you feel like nobody is helping me. Just
Yeah.
take a break, step back, take
Yeah.
a day off, talk to friends, talk to somebody who's going through a similar situation, and come up with something that will help you. Um, Also, network a lot,
Yeah.
because you have to know more people to generate more business.
Correct.
And always remember that whether you are providing a service or a product, your client's goal is your goal. So
Uh,
understand what they are saying. Be very clear in understanding. Ask questions. Go three deep. Why? Ask three times if you are not clear. Go five
right.
times if you are not clear. But be sure you understand, and they have to know that their goal is your goal.
Correct.
Then they will trust you.
Yeah.
And if you are like always under promise and over deliver, don't do it the other way. So
Yes.
yeah, under promise but over deliver. and listen more when you are uh, meeting for the first time or understanding them. Make notes because sometimes we forget what we are talking about.
Right.
So make few things more important. Always be on time. That's for me. That is very important. Always
Yes.
be on time and be professionally dressed.
Right. Yes.
Just have a jacket maybe in your car if you have to last minute meet somebody, just throw in a jacket, wear your lipstick,
Right.
go and talk to them. And there's
Correct.
no shame in being professionally dressed and
Yeah.
having a little bit of makeup. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I mean, I want to just keep on listening to you, Madhuri. And you have actually opened a Pandora's box for entrepreneurs and food for thought, actually, for all of us. Because we sometimes really forget. So, one thing that I noticed was we always forget about our health. So, this is also very important.
Yes,
So, if
yes,
you're healthy, then you become wealthy. So, it is a saying, right? So,
yes.
yeah. And so, to just give you a brief about what we are doing here under Skill Connect and Skill Gate series. So, like you said, we are coming up with the entrepreneurship series, and there will be some different segments of this series, and we are going to train, upscale, and upskill the entrepreneurs, especially, and upgrade their skills. So, in that, we are going to have that how professionally you have to dress, how professionally you have to behave, like simple things like writing emails, project reports, how to present yourself. So this is what you talked about, and we are going to do that in I mean coming months.
Okay.
So I think again I will have to invite you because your talk was so interesting and full of your all words were like full of knowledge and they were thought provoking. So really loved interacting with you, and I'm sure my viewers have really. I'm getting so many comments. So yeah,
Do you
yeah,
have any
nice.
questions for me?
Nice work experience. Thanks for sharing. So, they are all listening to what you're saying, and it is really a thought provoking thing that you have said as a message. I guess I will have to call you again
Okay.
for our skill enhancement program for entrepreneurs that we are going to announce soon.
Okay.
So I would request you to come back again and interact with us.
I would love to. Thank you for the opportunity and good luck to everybody. I wish you
Thank
all
you.
the best. You can do
Thank
it.
you. Yes. Thank you, Madhuri, for sparing your valuable time and interacting with us. Thank you
Thank,
so much.
thank you
And
so much. I
have a
appreciate
good day.
it. You too. Take care, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.